right. Hey, hopefully everybody can hear me here. Wow, let's see who we got on. So we have got, well, Mighty Tone, I saw you weren't able to make it, but hey, you've been a long time supporter. You've been probably one of my longest subscribers. Genuinely appreciate you just coming in and joining. By the way, guys, this 25,000 subscribers, I'll tell you what, it didn't happen all by itself. You guys are really the biggest part of it. Judy and I came out here. You know, we started this channel way back when. I guess it's been just a little over a year now. It was phenomenal. We didn't even expect to see the response that we got. It's just been really something else. I'm going to try and just do a little bit here. Okay. Yeah, audio input center. Okay, monitor output. Okay, looks like fine. So is everyone hearing me all right? Let me just make sure. All right, perfect. Yeah, you're right, Sheila. It is 25.2 to be exact. And hey, Dean, I've been trying to, you know what, Dean, forgive me, my brother. I've been trying to connect with you. I've just been so busy. And yeah, I know you texted me a while back there. And, you know, I was thinking, gee, I forgot I even get back to him. I'm going to get back to you, Dean. You know who you are. So, hey, I miss you too, man. It's been just amazing. So hopefully everybody's in there. Let's just take a look. I just want to give some, Kim. Thank you, Kim. I see you there. Hey, I love the rockets, and we are definitely going to the moon one day. We're all going to be on that ship together. I see Shadow Smith. Yeah, I get it. It's midnight in the UK. By the way, for those of you tuning in from all these places around the world, wow, I'll tell you, that is really a big support. Sheila, could you please talk about the day that crypto changed? Yes, I can, and I will for sure. Grant, yes, you're right. Nearly, yeah. Well, you don't have to thank me. Guys, you did it. You really held on for yourself, and it's been a great blessing to come in and encourage everybody to hold on. It's the fundamentals. We got to know what we're holding. It's not all about the day-to-day price action. That has nothing to do with it in comparison to what it really is, right? All right, now let's take a look here. I don't know why I'm getting some kind of a... You guys hear an echo? I hear kind of like an echo. I'm not sure exactly what that's caused by. I'm going to try and see if I can't figure that out. Let me just, I don't know. I don't really know what that is. Anyhow. All right. So, all right. Yeah, Snowbirds, thank you so much. It's been a great blessing. We got John Bushland. Greetings from Minnesota. Hey, John, thanks a lot. Jeffkins. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was really great. I tell you what, the people that have actually gone in there and taken that coaching know what it's really all about. It's really a major one-to-one connection to share with you as much as we possibly can and give you the greatest benefit. And I sure hope that we get to do more of them. Of course, we are pulling that back. In fact, you know, I'm pretty much booked up into the second 2 weeks of August, and we got to bring it back to doing only 2 a day. Because, hey, we're getting really heated in this space, and that's where we're going to be kind of like focusing on our own backyard, too, to be sure. Let's take a look here. Toronto. Hey, you know what? I actually grew up. I went to elementary school in Peel County out in Bramalea, Ontario, and Toronto is in Peel County. All right. Jerry Beard, U-turn, Arizona. You know, it's amazing how connections I have to all these spaces. I got some kids living in Arizona. They're down in Tucson area there. Making bread outside, you know, honestly, I was thinking about how grateful I was eating this bread. And yeah, you're right, exactly. We have to be grateful for the little things. Totally. Mandoline. Stefan Kinson, UK, another one. Guys, I love the UK. Can't wait to go back. Last time we did a live stream, I was actually wearing my full Scottish dress and kilt and everything that I had made for me while I was over in the UK. And then it took them, I don't know, a few months to get it sent to me afterwards. Winnipeg, yeah, okay. Hey, remember the Winnipeg Jets? They were a fabulous hockey team, that's for sure. All right, Bull Rabbit, 100% all the way. I agree. Thank you, Hector. I appreciate that very, very much. And like I say, there's my friend Dean. You know, we got Pete L, Coley Meta. And I love you guys for watching them. Kalasnath, I know I'm butchering that right there. Kale Asnath, I think is what that is. And we got Kendall Chesson from the UK. Awesome. See you in there. Josefina, Philippines. Wow, we got some amazing friends from the Philippines that have been there. And one of these days, I want to actually go and see it. All right, Stefan. Well, I don't think it's too hard to answer this question. What token changed our lives? Well, actually, a few of them. Surprisingly enough, our biggest performers in that last bull run happened to be Cardano and VeChain. We saw practically 100 X's out of those. It was phenomenal. And I do believe that XRP would have absolutely made a monster shot for us if it was itself a question. Do we really believe that Bitcoin and Ethereum would have done anything in the likes of what they did last run if they happen to be delisted from every US exchange, save maybe one? Probably not, right? Well, that's what happened to XRP. And guys, even then, it did an 1100% return from that 17.48 cents in December 2020 all the way to $1.97 just a few months later. It was truly phenomenal. Yeah, Netherlands is big. I really enjoy the blockchains out there. You guys got some stuff going on. Rick, hey Rick, how you doing? We got John Belleville, and I really appreciate that, John. We got Kyrie, and let's see this. Crypto as a side hustle. Well, hey man, I'd like it to make it my main hustle at one point, but you're right. For a lot of us, crypto is that side deal that we're kind of like, we're taking our pennies and we're stacking it next to these whales, dollars, and that's the whole point. It's like when you dollar cost average and you're starting with a little bit, and before long you look back and think, wow, have we really saved a lot? Do not despise those days of small beginnings, guys. It makes a big difference. Bobby Bryant, Nashville. Wow, that's fabulous. We got some friends up there in Germantown, Tennessee, in around I guess that's Memphis area up and in there. And wow, Massachusetts. I'd love to go up and visit there, and hopefully we will. When we get a chance to go up to New England, Kennedy, we would love to see that. Neocharm, Mark Sintic, Cleveland. All right, okay. And we got Right to Say, Dorset, UK. Fabulous. Eden Padden. I'm the man. Well, no, you guys are the man. I'll tell you what. And the women. You guys have done it all. And I honestly can tell you, Judy and I value you guys so much. I mean, just the affirmation that you give us, the support that you give us, you would not believe how much that impacts us. And just, in those days when you're just tired, everyone gets tired, right? And we get that encouragement. It is really the food that keeps us going, the fuel that we need to keep going, and it means a lot. Rudy Martinez in California. Oh, hold on, I missed a bunch there. I don't know what happened, but it kind of bounced away on me. Jeremy the Great. Hey, Jeremy, you are great. Thank you. George Scott. All right. IBRR. William Sheldon. Thank you. Appreciate you, William. Marco Sulkala. From Finland. Hey, fantastic. Finland has one of the world's largest borders, by the way, with Russia. That is something else. Actually, I think it's like hundreds and hundreds of kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. Flatline Productions. Wow. Hey, I hope that heart keeps beating, man. But that's a kind of cool name. Totally. All right. Okay. White Lotus. Tori Nelson. Yes, it does. Tori, you're right about that. The future does look bright. And White Lotus, you're right. Massive, massive. By the way, what's going on in London right now with respect to blockchain? Phenomenal. And in fact, to come out with such an amazing legislation that they're putting together with respect to giving regulatory clarity to this space, boy, they're really taking the lead there, to be sure. And my wife has actually been to Finland. I have not, but Judy has. Let's just take Lonnie. Hey, all the way from UK. Thank you, Lonnie. Appreciate that. When we get to the UK, I'm going to hook up with Lewis and Lewis Jackson. I really enjoyed Lewis. We had a great, interview we did together. In fact, when he was coming over to Texas here, he had contacted, said, hey, can we work it out? And it just didn't seem to work out in our schedules and stuff like that. But he's a great guy. And I would encourage you guys, go out there and support some of these folks in this space. It makes a big difference. All right. So, Liverpool. Wow, man, you're like right. Hey, the history of that town, eh? We all have to be thankful for the 4 guys that came out of there. That's for sure. I'm sure there's others as well. P-Wack. Brandy Lotman. Oh, hey, you're in my backyard. Well, maybe one of these days when we actually do some sort of walkabout, you see me out there. Hey, guys, that's another thing. If you guys see me and Judy out in public, because look, we're in our Costco, we're in all our Wincos, we're normal folks. We just shop around. You see me, you're more than welcome to just come up and introduce yourself and say hello. That would be a great blessing to us, and it would not offend us in the least little bit. I can tell you right now, it doesn't even matter. Now, if I'm sitting in a restaurant and I'm just in between taking a bite, give me a break, but you can definitely say hello. All right. Gino aces up. Alberta. Hey, I grew up a big part of my life in Alberta. In fact, it was St. Albert, Alberta. And then I ended up going to high school in Calgary, Alberta. Lived a long, long time in Edmonton, Alberta. So love Alberta to be sure. Oh, who do we have? I saw something. I just slipped by. Oh, okay. Udubo, Long Island, New York. Now, the thing I don't get about New York is they got so many restrictions on how people can get into this digital asset space. Wild, wild, wild. Okay. Okay. Clemens is asking, what do you think will happen if the BRICS come up with a gold-backed currency? Will it be XRP? Whoa. Well, I'll tell you what. Now, in our coffee chat, I have talked about this at length, but what we're dealing with here is totally the demise of the US dollar as the world reserve currency, are we not? I mean, really, when you've talked about, the US dollar as world reserve currency, and basically, the petrodollar, as Kissinger worked that out with Saudi Arabia, and now we know Saudi Arabia has applied to become a BRICS country, and they're willing to sell their oil in different denominations other than the dollar. That to me says the dollar's already dead. It's just we haven't had the funeral yet. And now you're talking about BRICS countries coming out with a gold-backed CBDC. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. It's going to change the political landscape around the globe. I genuinely believe that. Now, why do I believe that? Because, guys, on the SWIFT system, all they had to do is turn the taps off. Right? And they could control and politically manipulate a lot of people around the world in order to kind of do what they wanted them to do and apply all these sanctions, as we know. You get BRICS issuing out a central bank digital currency, and they back it by gold. Whether they utilize the XRP ledger or whatever they do, the political landscape of the world is changing. And that is something to keep top of mind, because what happens, guys? Well, when that happens, all those dollars that have been out there in reserve are going to come flooding back in, and how? And what you're going to see is an inflationary result like we have never even imagined. I genuinely believe that. And at that point, it's the purchasing power of our dollar that matters, not how many dollars you got, but what can it buy you? Now, Judy, she herself has been there to see a monetary collapse in other countries, literally to the point where people were actually they were using the paper to wipe themselves because, hey, it was actually less expensive to utilize that than to actually go out and buy TP. So that's a big deal. All right. Well, hey, Plain James, you're not plain at all. I would say there's a lot of stuff about you that is not plain at all. All right. Peg's Place, Australia. I loved it. We had gotten invited to come down, and a friend of ours in Australia, and we went down to Adelaide there, and he took us up to Mildura, and it was just an amazing, amazing trip. We literally got to hold those koala bears. What the cutest little things ever. Now, I know that these are the domesticated ones, and, feeding them the eucalyptus leaves, but boy, we really enjoyed it. It was something. And of course, being able to, feed some of the joeys. Now, of course, that's what they call the kangaroos. It was really quite amazing. Yeah, I agree with you right there. God bless the USA, but God bless, the whole world needs the blessings of God, right, George? Carlos Costa. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate that. Acapulco, Mexico. Hey, we just actually met a really amazing family from Mexico just the other night, and it was really quite amazing. They're great, great people. Ruben Fernandez. Thank you, Ruben. Lulu Ponciano. Well, it could be. It could be. We don't know for sure, do we? I mean, hey, if you saw XRP, just imagine we saw XRP go to like $100. Wow, $5,000 in XRP right now is going to buy you a little bit more than 5,000 XRP, isn't it? And at $100, if it hit there, now who knows? I'm not, I don't have a crystal ball to know for sure, but we got a lot of technical analysis guys out there saying, hey, it could, it might, it what, and they're showing us all this kind of stuff. Well, if it did, that's $500,000. Now, a lot of people come out and say, well, that's not a life-changing enough. Are you kidding me? When you think about this, imagine this. Most folks are spending 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years to pay off a mortgage. Now imagine you're into a mortgage 5, maybe 10 years, and you see your portfolio climb up to the point where it could pay that house off and save you 25 years of payments. I'm going to tell you right now, that is a life-changing event to be sure. All right, so let me just take a look here. Vintage SX Brook English Bespoke Sporting Arms. Big congrats, David from Steven. Thank you, Steven. Keep up the great work. I'm going to do our very best. Judy and I both for sure. Oh, you got to use a VPN. Well, you know what? I use a VPN. VPNs are actually quite useful when you want to protect your privacy. Now, this is not about because we were up to nefarious goods or doing this or doing that. Using a virtual private network is actually something we should all be thinking about using. And the reason for that is there's just too many people out there, bad actors that want to do us harm. And this is where we got to kind of like protect ourselves. So I have no issues with anybody using VPNs, that's for sure. All right, we got blue batteries, searching for a way. Hey, you're going to find it. Keep searching, I guarantee. You probably already have. Zach Bass, Houston. Wow, the humidity in Houston, I'll tell you what. Wow, amazing. Amazing. All right, Lonnie, cost of living. Yeah, it is. It is. Matthew Bork. Man, so many folks are getting on. I'm trying to catch up with all the names. Guys, oh, you're in BC. Well, of course, Judy and I lived in BC for a long time, probably over 12 years before we came down here. Now, we were living in Langley, British Columbia, Langley, Surrey, right there. And we traveled all over, traveled the island, visited so much. But I'll tell you, it is truly Lotus Land. Now, when we moved there, interestingly enough, I did not even know there was a place that existed in Canada where in the winter there was no snow. My very first Christmas with no snow on the ground was when we had moved down to British Columbia and not a flake of snow. It was quite something else, I'll tell you what. Fort Myers, Florida. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, Justin. I send that right back to you. Nothing but love for you and yours. No, guys, we love you so much. Judy and I pray over this community. We bless this community. We share our thanks and just, and we realize, hey, there are people in this community, by the way, that during the time that we've interacted with them, and some of them that we know, like, have gone through some major life events. They've lost people in their life. Things have changed for them, things like that. And you guys have helped us walk through those. When Judy's mom was passing there and we were reaching out to the community saying, hey, we're just praying that God would allow her to go home. She was 92 years old, to go home in victory and not in pain. That was a major deal. And the support that we got out of this community was fabulous. It was absolutely fabulous. And it was worth everything else. If we didn't even see 1 cent of appreciation in XRP, I'll tell you what, that was just what a blessing. It was a major, major blessing for us for sure. All right. Animal Cracker says, can't wait for XRP. Need to move the heck out of. Well, the only problem with New York is this, the big time, is that they just are controlling how people can even access this digital asset space. I don't understand why they're trying to cut out a major portion. Now, the only thing I can think of is, hey, that's where the big stock exchanges are, and they're just trying to control the whole deal. But that's what I think it is for sure. Amateur, oh, Amir, sorry. I'm gonna butcher this. Forgive me, bro. Amir, Miami. Wow, I'll tell you what. A lot of Canadians spend half the year down there in Miami. I think it's the 6th largest Canadian city due to the fact that there's so many Canadians in there. Wow. All right. Yes, I believe you're right. Philippine Adventure says countries are going to have a lot of money coming in from crypto taxes over the next 10 years. Yep, you better believe it. And guys, with the legislation that's going on in our countries, let's just bring that one to the table. We have got to be out there and getting, I know sometimes it feels like you talk to these politicians, may like take your head and bang it against a brick wall, but I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. The pen truly is mightier than the sword. It is just unbelievable when you think about the influence that you can have. And look, they have statisticians that say for the number of people that actually, for one person, for every one person that actually contacts a representative, political representative, that actually is probably constituting to something like 30 to 50 people that haven't. And so, of course, they pay attention in a big, big way. I love XLM. So Jurgen Verbeek asks, I have enough XRP. Well, I got a lot, but I still don't have enough. I'll tell you what, but I do love XLM. I think XLM has an amazing future. It's a phenomenal blockchain. It's literally a sister to XRP in reality in terms of the type of consensus algorithm that they use. But the deal is this, XLM is working to bank the unbanked. And I'll tell you what, you see the banking of the unbanked on a global level. Now, yeah, XRP and other ecosystems are doing as well, but I'm telling you, that is going to tip the scales in a major, major way. There are literally, guys, imagine this, hundreds of millions of people who have never, not once, had a bank account. Now, you imagine providing those people these kind of financial services and actually giving them access to markets and things like that. And yeah, you're not talking about large dollars, but it's the multiplicity of them. It's the stretch of it and how that is going to impact the world. Phenomenal. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's just take a look here. Yes, Linda, I remember that. My Linda from Scotland, I remember. Oh my gosh, you guys are absolutely fabulous. And we were able to actually, hey, remember that coffee chat thing? And we actually put it out there. You guys are amazing. And I just want to say thank you so much. The support that you guys gave me was just phenomenal there. Now, let me just see. Okay, so is someone asking a question? I said, oh, Geeky, what's the question you got up there, Geeky? Okay. Well, I don't even know the answer to the question. Who scrapes your data via VPNs? Now, I imagine it's a possibility, but, I use a VPN. I recommend VPNs only because VPNs are there to protect your privacy. It's not about getting involved, like I say, in anything nefarious. That is for sure. Now, what banks are crypto friendly when cashing out your crypto exchange to bank accounts? Well, hey, you know what? Judy and I have utilized Wells Fargo. I have found them to be very crypto friendly. In fact, when we've sent funds from Wells Fargo over to, Caleb and Brown, they've got in there fast. And I know some folks that are working in the IT department over there at Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo, by the way, one of my subscribers had us go in, and him and I had went through this thing and where we were together online. And we went over to like the patent office. And we started researching various I'm telling you what, you want to research patents? And we were researching distributed ledger technology, and you would not believe the number of patents that have been filed by Wells Fargo, by Chase, by Bank of America, by all these various banks in the United States that are planning to utilize distributed technology in a multiplicity of ways. Now that speaks volumes, and these things were only filed within the last 6 months. It is truly mesmerizing. I've heard, Joshua, I've heard of DAG, of course. And I don't hold any. So in that aspect, I haven't like super investigated into it, but I have heard some good things about it. Oh, hey, Northern Living. I would have loved to have met you. By the way, I also met digital asset investor Brad Kines, Stable Crude, Zach Rector. Look, a lot of the people, when Judy and I went to that XRP Vegas, I'm going to tell you something, guys. That was absolutely amazing. It really felt like more like a family reunion than it ever did a conference. The people there were so friendly. And I'll tell you, digital asset investor, and by the way, his dad, his dad came up and told me, hey, I subscribe to you. And I was like blown away, humbled to be sure. But digital asset investor, people were lining up to meet this guy, right? And he is just sitting there. And the patience and the attention that this guy showed was an example to anybody. That guy deserves the kudos he gets, the work that he does for this community, the way in which he treats people. Boy, I was some impressed. And I also met so many other great guys out there. Blockchain Backer was there. I got to meet him. What an amazing person. Just a truly humble human being. And that's what I found with a lot of these people. I saw John Deaton out there dancing with his little girl. And I'll tell you, that put a human face on a lot of that stuff. And that guy's out there. Hey, he's like, he's going to get out there and he's going to fight for us. And boy, has he ever. We owe a great debt of thanks to John Deaton. But you get to see the human side of some of these people, and you realize what kind of people they are. And the quality of people in this space, unbelievable. Well, not unbelievable, because it is amazing. I'd rather use that word. It was amazing to see. And so if you get a chance to go to the next XRP conference, wherever they're holding it, I'm telling you, it was worth our money and then some to go. And Brad, thank you, Brad Kines, for absolutely going out there and making that a reality. And it was just amazing for so many of us. Oklahoma. Hey, we're not far from Oklahoma, are we? Yes, that's for sure. All right, someone's asking, yeah, it is ISO compliant. Is it ISO compliant? Awesome, that's fantastic. What are my thoughts on Palau? Well, the thing is this about Palau. The one thing I really find amazing is that Palau does not have a central bank. It's its own country, but it doesn't have a central bank. It literally utilizes the US dollar. So when you see Ripple working with Palau to establish a USD stablecoin, I'm telling you guys, don't think that they would have been able to do that without the powers that be here in the United States given a stamp of approval to allow that. Why? Because it's the currency that is issued out of the Federal Reserve, and they have jurisdiction over that. They're allowing Palau to utilize that as their own national currency, aren't they? And that is a big deal. And I would imagine there's a lot of people that are back in there. Yep, right? Michael Elliott says, did my testing on Wells Fargo, works end-to-end, purchased XRP on Uphold via Wells Fargo account, transferred to his ledger, transferred from ledger back to Uphold, and Uphold back to Wells Fargo. Absolutely fantastic. Now, the thing is this, guys, when you're dealing with exchanges, now I know Uphold is a brokerage, but it's a self-administered one where you don't actually contact a broker. You actually go and you access the broker platform, right? The thing is this, when this space takes off, these platforms like Coinbase, like Kraken, like a lot of these other exchanges, people are trying to log on. It's not that the exchanges are like, doing something nefarious, but what happens is the servers literally get inundated and then it goes down and it's almost nigh on impossible to get in there to do what you want. And then by the time you do get in there, hey, maybe the move has taken place or you've lost some value or whatever. And so that's why for me, when I was considering this, Judy and I signed up with Caleb and Brown way back there in 2020, and they have been phenomenal. Now, I'm going to let her talk about all that, but I'm telling you some stuff, it's really great to be having these accounts, to be sure. But when the whole thing starts blowing up, you're going to have a hard time in a lot of cases getting in on those exchanges and that. Okay. Wong, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And hey, if we're here long enough to see another 25,000 subs, it will be amazing. We will be so grateful for it. Every 5,000 subs, we want to come out here and do some kind of a live stream and present something new to the community and stuff like that. Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Doge Defense Minister. And what my thoughts are on compound are only 10 million total supply. I hardly find any information. Wow. You know what? I think that, I know what it is. But I don't hold any. But I will say this. If you're looking at tokenomics where there's only a 10 million total supply, from that point, you want to dig deep down into the utility of what it's really doing, because tokenomics in and of themselves is if you hold $10 million or 10, sorry, well, it'd be nice to hold 10 million, but if you're holding 10 million tokens of something that does absolutely nothing, then it's no big benefit. But I have heard good things about comp, so take a look at it, get in there and really do your research. That's why, guys, I say, hey, look, do not base your confidence on somebody else's conviction. Really, really do. Go out there and research these things. Find out about them. That's what we did. We literally went onto the websites. I literally read these PDFs. I literally went down and just educated myself as much as I possibly could. And then, hey, we all have questions, and some questions lead to more questions, and some other questions lead to other questions. And you start answering your own questions. I'll tell you what, this is absolutely for sure. The answers that we find out for ourselves, that has genuinely been my experience. Those are the ones we trust the most. Not that we think people are trying to lead us astray, but it's just the way nature works within us, right? And it's kind of like, when your kids were little, they come over, hey, how do you spell this and such? Well, you tell them. And then they would come back, hey, how do you spell that? And you tell them. And then they come back and say, hey, get a dictionary. That's kind of like why? Because we know once they look that up and remember it for themselves, they will remember the answer in a powerful way. Now, it's not that we don't mind answering questions, to be sure. You can keep asking, go ahead. But the thing is this, when you really, really, really dig those answers up for yourself, boy, I'll tell you, no one can shake you out of your position. And I share this a lot in coaching, but there's two different kinds of methods when it comes to, getting, information and kind of when you're dealing with making decisions. And one of them is the consensus method. And with the consensus method, what you're doing is you're asking someone here, you ask someone over here, maybe a few people here and there, and you're building a consensus. And there's truly nothing wrong with that. Even the scripture says, hey, there's safety in a multitude of counselors. But you got to remember, everybody's different viewpoint is coming at it, right, with a different kind of spin, a different opinion. And you do have to filter out their bias to build your opinion. At the end of the day, many of these leaders around the world, they have all of these folks that are giving them advice and all this and that. But at the end of the day, the decision rests with them. And that's the same deal with you. You can't, in a way, acquiesce your responsibility for a choice in your personal finance based on somebody else's opinion. You got to build up your own conviction. It really will make a difference for you, and you won't get shaken out. Serve photography. Hey, you're never late. Don't feel like you're late. You're here, and that matters. That's for sure. Okay, let's take a look at this. My thoughts on WorldCoin. Well, I don't know a whole lot about it just yet, but I remember it wasn't too long ago that they were coming out saying, oh, they had this, OneCoin or whatever it was. I forget what it was. But the deal is this, I don't think that one's going to go too far. We'll see at the end of the day what it actually is going to do. But you know what? I think there's a lot of other things right now out there. And this is the deal. When people say, hey, this one here is doing this and this one here is doing that, looks like it's going to compete. Do not fear competition, especially in this space. Competition really is the mother of invention, isn't it? I mean, it actually kills complacency. We need competition. Why? Because we need innovative thinkers. We need people out there that are on the cutting edge. And you know how complacency can get, it just kind of dulls our senses. So the status quo. No, we want to be on the cutting edge. Competition helps get us there, guys. Never fear competition. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Wow. Hey, Donkey Dude, thank you so, so much. And Todd, thank you. Thank you. Good evening to wherever you are. TR, yes, of course. From Ontario, obviously. Well, thank you guys, Michelle, Michaela. So, guys, one of the things that we had planned for this live stream that I had advertised before is we get questions all the time about our coffee cups, all the various cups that we have, and what's the story behind them and all that kind of stuff, because people are like, how many cups do you actually have? Well, guys, earlier today, Judy was out there. She put a little video together to share with you guys about what the story is behind the cup. So guys, why don't I play that? And then after that one's done, Judy will come on. She'll say hi. She wants to just greet the community. She loves you guys so, so much. And we can continue on. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to put this down and we're going to play this story of the cup. So just check this out.
Judy here. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Many of you have asked, how many coffee cups does David really have? And I have to say we have a lot. We have them from all different places around the world. They have different meanings to us. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you a brief rundown and let you know what's happening. So on the channel, you see David uses a lot of coffee cups, especially from Starbucks. And that's because of places that we've lived and we collected the cups, or we've traveled there, or they've been given to us as gifts. So we have the Vancouver one because, as you know, we immigrated from Vancouver. And so you can see this is his Vancouver one. You've seen that one before. We have our Los Angeles one because I'm originally from California, and so this means a lot to me because I still have family there, and it's the same all the way around. We also have our Dubai, which last year we went to Dubai, and so we went ahead and got a Starbucks cup from there because that was fun, although we didn't even drink any coffee in Dubai from Starbucks, but we got the mug. This one is from Taipei. And this one's really exciting. My daughter just came back from there and her boyfriend. So that's really special. And then we have our Texas one, of course, because as y'all know, we live in Texas now. So it's a real cute little cup. And then we have our Las Vegas when we went to the XRP conference. And that's why this one's really special because it was before the lawsuit settled. And so we're really excited to be able to have this one. And then we have a Pennsylvania one, and this one's precious to me because my mom was interned in Pennsylvania. And so it means a lot to me and to David and our family. Let's see, the next one we have is, I think he used this one before, Sweater Weather. This is actually my daughter's coffee cup, but he likes this in the wintertime. That's why you haven't seen it in a while because it's been very hot here. And then in Canada, they have Tim Hortons. Now, David and I, when we worked full-time, we went to Tim Hortons every morning. So this is almost a religion in Canada. As for all my Canadians, y'all know it's all about the Timmies. So this was given to us. Actually, we bought this for my mother-in-law when she came, when we moved from Edmonton to Vancouver. We got her a Tim's cup. So when she came to the house, she would feel like she was home. And then we also have this one. I think it was given as a gift during Christmas time. And so we really like that one. And then our other Timmy's one is from Dubai. We did have coffee in Dubai from Tim Hortons, not Starbucks. So that's why this one's important. So it just says Tim Hortons Dubai. Let's see. We have this one. This is like our little Christmas one. We use it all year round, but we just thought it was real cute. So we use it for Christmas time. And then we have two mugs here. David hasn't used these a lot because they're kind of small, but these are from our kids when they lived in Northern California, our son and daughter-in-law, Kurt and Rachel. They gave these to us, so of course it's special to us. And then we were given this Star Wars one, and he's used it once or twice, but you can't tell. It's kind of plain. You can't really see a whole lot. But when you put water in it, it turns, not water, coffee, water, whatever, but it when you make it hot, it turns into a different scene. And so that's kind of fun, but it's hard because when he uses it, it's already got his coffee in it, so you can't see the before and after, but it's kind of real light, but it turns into like a big Star Wars scene, galactic scene. And then this is a real precious cup to David. Be still and know. This is from our friend John, who's a neighbor, and he's a close friend, him and his wife Teresa. So David really loves this one, and of course we have to hold on to this scripture often to be still and know God's in control. So that's really fun. And then we have these two that look similar to the ones that our son and daughter gave us, but these are from Rwanda. And we got these as a reminder of all of our precious friends in Rwanda. We do a lot of missions work there. We've been there 5 times, and we love our African friends there. They're family to us, actually. We went to a wedding last year. After we went to Dubai, we went over to Rwanda to a wedding to a young man who's like our son. He lived with us when we were in Vancouver, and so he's real precious to us. Now he has a baby and his beautiful wife. This one's just a plain Starbucks one. It's big, and so maybe on some days we need an extra jolt. You'll see David use this one. Let's see. We've got our Harley Davidson, or no, Niagara Falls. I always think it looks like Harley Davidson because of the dark colors. But he uses this, I think this is my daughter, my other daughter Bethany's. She left it behind when she moved. So we just use that one. And then this one we haven't used a whole lot. My brain has too many tabs open. That's usually David. He should use this all the time because he's always got his mind going, trying to find articles, doing things for you guys. So we don't use this often, but you have seen him on lives before. Use that. And then we were given this cup, which we don't use because we're not a political channel. But anyway, his brother that he loves so much gave this to him for Christmas last year. And so I think that's it. Those are all of David's cups. Now we do have more. We have my cups. And so I got this one from my kids in Vancouver, Mama Bear. That's what my kids call me, is Mama Bear, because you know us mamas, we protect our babies, even if they're grown. And then my best friend, Lisa, gave these to me years and years. These are probably 17 years old. And these are real precious to me. I'm not gonna say where they're from, I think you can guess. But anyway, I use these a lot in the mornings. It's very precious to me. And then I have 2 more. These were my mom's, and she had them in her room. I had a little thing set up for her. So as you know, my mom passed away in May on the 2nd. So it's almost 3 months, hard to believe. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much for your love and prayer and all that. It really meant a lot to me. And you guys praying that she would go home before the cancer took her, and God answered that prayer. And so there's answer to prayer and unity. And so anyway, these were her mugs, and so they're real precious to me. I don't even think I'll use them because they're extra small and I need more coffee, but they're just beautiful to me. And then surprisingly enough, this plain one here goes with my house decor. It's blue. I like blue. And I have like 12 of these. So we have quite a few up on a shelf in our like little coffee room over there. And I use this almost every day as well. I really like this mug. I don't know why it makes me happy. So anyway, so these are the coffee cups that David uses. I hope for all you sustainable development, we wash them and we reuse them. We're not using paper or plastic, but these are important to us, and we appreciate you asking about it. And I just wanted to let you know to stay tuned because later this week I'm going to be doing an interview with Caleb and Brown. And I really hope you'll tune into it because they have a lot of important information why you would sign up with Caleb and Brown. And so I'm going to ask questions during the live stream. If you have any questions, say, hey, Judy, ask this question, or give me your questions and I'll go ahead and I'll write them down and I'll ask when I have my interview. And so anyway, thanks you guys for checking in. We really love you. We appreciate you. And this was fun. So anyway, until next time, take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video on the coffee cups. I know y'all have asked a lot of questions, so it's really fun to get to show them to you, share with you. So when you see them on the coffee chats, you'll be able to say, oh, I know that one's from Rwanda. Oh, that's their daughter's cup or whatever. So it's kind of fun to do it. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Let's see. Jason, thank you so much for your compliments and the ledger information. Let's see. Let's see. Michael tells you much. I watch Coffee Chat. We really appreciate you guys watching Coffee Chat. And if you're watching right now live, if you could go ahead and just hit the like button, that would really help us. We're really wanting to get the algorithm going and get us out there a little bit better. And so we appreciate it. Thanks, Snowbirds. Blessed to be a blessing. Yes, we love a good coffee too. And some days we need a bigger cup than others. Isn't that true? Let's see. Thanks, Kim. You love our coffee. You've never seen so many big cups. Charles, when you're in the crypto space and a YouTuber and a family of a YouTuber, coffee is a big deal. We need that to keep us going. Let's see. Yeah. Narad, your brain has too many tabs open too. Yeah. Thanks, George. Yeah, my kitchen's really pretty. I'm really blessed and really happy. I'm trying to cook more in it and use it and utilize it. So I really appreciate it. Let's see, HKD Todd. Thank you, Judy. We appreciate you telling us about your coffee mugs. Yeah, you're welcome, of course. So I just wanted to tell you real quick, my interview this week with Caleb and Brown, we're going to be taking my coffee cup video and we're going to post it separately outside of the live chat here. If you have any questions for Caleb and Brown for me to ask and you want me to ask, then go ahead and put it on that coffee YouTube video. That way I don't have to go through the whole hour or so and try to find all your questions for Caleb and Brown. So if you have any questions that you're wondering, why do I need Caleb and Brown, or how does it work? I know in New York, I'm hoping we can find some answers for you. I saw earlier that someone said that you guys can't use Caleb and Brown either. So we got to figure that out for you New Yorkers up there. You need to be taken care of just like everyone else. Let's see. Julius360, hello from Los Angeles. Hi. Love my LA. Let's see. Joshua Keith, glad you're doing well. You've recovered from your vehicle accident. You're in my prayers. Joshua, thank you so much. I need your prayers. I am still in PT, trying to get my neck and my back going, but it's doing a lot better. I've been swimming with some good friends and with David, and that's helping a lot. But yeah, I'm fortunately not quite fully recovered, but I'm definitely on the road, and I'm hoping by the next few months I'll be completely recovered, and that'll be great. Let's see. We know what to get you two for your birthdays. That's right. But it has to have a story behind it if you send us a mug. We have our email address, or not our email, our post office box listed in the description. So if you send us a cup, tell us the story behind it so we can add it to it. TR, yes, working on getting a Tim's intravenous bottle. Amen. We need one too. I wish there was a Timmy's down here. That's for sure. Thank you, Michael. We are all grateful for your recovery, Judy. Greetings from Delaware, Damon Pla. Greetings from way up north up there, Delaware. Let's see, greetings. Oh, thumbs up from New York. Larry Coyle, great presentation on the cups. Thanks, Larry. Larry's like family to us, and so we really appreciate their support emotionally, spiritually, in any way we can think of. They're great family friends, and so we love you guys. Thank you. So anyway, I'm going to let David finish his live chat. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the show on the cups, the story of the cups. But yeah, if you can just take any questions you have for Caleb and Brown and put them on the separate YouTube video, I'd really appreciate it. And I will write them down and I will ask this week, and then I'll hopefully get your questions answered. So this is your time to do it if you have it. Let's see. HKD Todd, my wife opened an account with Caleb and Brown. Thanks to hearing about them from you and David. We love working with them. Yeah, Caleb and Brown are so awesome. It's a live brokerage. And I will tell you guys, when the bull run happens, I know a lot of you are out there saying, oh, but I know how to get it off of Coinbase. I can do it myself. I don't need to go to Caleb and Brown. That's true. You probably do know how to do it. David does too. He's a pro at it. But yet when we tried to get some off, it said, exchange down, unable to, and there was like a traffic jam and we couldn't get our money, our crypto off. And so by using Caleb and Brown, that really is a big help. And I'm going to talk about that in my interview with him. Let's see, MK_P. The fun part of the coffee cups is how and where you collected them. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have like a backstory about them, because they're special to us. They're just not any Yahoo coffee cup. We brought them we brought them down from Canada, and we also have collected new ones, as you can see. Let's see. You should send some General Scarborough Scotty should send you some Timmy K-Cups. Oh, yes, please. We'd love it. Let's see. David's wanting me to get off now. Congrats, David and Judy. God bless. Thanks, Dom Burkett, George Scott, Caleb and Brown. Very good place to keep your crypto. Yeah. Thanks for telling us about Caleb and Brown, George Scott. Yeah, George, that's true. If you are having trouble getting it off of your ledger or it's on Coinbase, yeah, you can keep it on Coinbase and cash it out. But like I said, if it gets traffic jammed, just like a bad storm coming to town, everyone takes bread and milk and the water. When the bull run comes, if you weren't here for the last one, it starts going up, and you're trying to get off and you can't. And it says, oh, server down. It's very frustrating. And so then it starts going down again, and then you get real frustrated. So for David and I, we just decided, yeah, we're not doing that. We're going to keep it simple. Let's see one more. Tim Harris, greetings from Tampa. Enjoy watching Coffee Chat while I'm having my morning coffee. Yeah, David loves that. I see him from the window when he's doing it in the morning, and I just imagine all you guys sitting there going, with him. He's so funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Damon Plus says, I'm an artist and participate in art shows. My wife and I buy a handcrafted coffee mug every show we go to. Cheers. Good job, you guys. I like that, Damon. That's good. And then Snowbird says, can Canadians use Caleb and Brown? Yes, they can. I'll answer that question without doing it. Yes, they can. We always leave a link because Caleb Brown has given us a discount code. So if you use Caleb and Brown through Digital Outlook, you'll get a discount code. I think it's a little bit cheaper than if you just go straight directly to them. So I encourage you, if you're going to sign up, do that. And you always get a live broker when you do sign up. So you can always call them, you can email them, you can text them. And the nice thing is if you're not in Australia, you can get a hold of them in the middle of the night. If you happen to wake up and see something's happening, you can call them and say, sell, and they'll guarantee the price from my understanding. And so if you said, hey, I want to sell at this price, X amount, and you go to sleep and it pumps there, you'll get it before it goes back down again. Let's see. Hi from Alberta, Canada. My little Canucks. I'm a Canadian too. I'm a dual citizen. Yeah. Sheila Stewart. Perfect. One more. Kathy Kitten. Hi from UK. Love your energy, enthusiasm, always smiling. Yeah, we try to keep the joy inside. So anyway, you guys take care. Here's David. You'll have him back. He's going to wrap up our live chat. But thank you so much. Send me your questions over to the coffee video. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for your support. Have a good night. Bye. Good day and night. I guess it's all over the world. I say
midnight in UK.
Yeah, thanks you guys for the UK people staying awake. So, all right, bye. Okay.
Awesome. That was great. I think she should have her own show if you ask me, but I've been trying to tell her to do it, but she just doesn't want to, I guess. And I'm like, no, you got to have your own. We got to create a show for Judy to do because she just loves it and she's a natural at it. She is a natural. I'll tell you what, when I go out and I'm doing things socially, in this forum, I'm doing great or whatever. But boy, I'll tell you, Judy has a gift to read a room like nobody's business. And I am not like that, guys. I am absolutely not like that. In some cases, I can get actually befuddled and become awkward and all that kind of stuff. Just because, some people are gifted at being able to interact with others. And that is Judy's gift, to be sure. And other of us, hey, we can look at problems and we can solve those problems and all that kind of stuff. And this is one of my philosophies about that. We all have holes in life, don't we? Things we don't like about ourselves, things that are missing, things that we hope we could change or this, that, but they just seem to kind of follow us around all through life. But we all have cheese too. We all have substance. We all have something that we bring to the table. And that is the adventure of being individuals. And boy, I'll tell you, in the wide world right now, we are seeing people like literally, they all want us to look the same, think the same, act the same and all that. What a absolute travesty that will be if in fact they actually get what they want, because the beauty of this life and the adventure of it is all the variety and the unknown. It's truly, truly amazing. We got to keep that going alive and keep that debate going. All right. Hey, Roman, thank you so much. That is really a great blessing. Now, he says, from Puerto Rico, I want to say congrats on getting 25,000. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Love all your videos. And I'm waiting to see if the moon is really made out of cheese. Well, hey, we might be picking up a slice on the way by the moon as we fly off and smash into Jupiter. And I'll tell you what, it will be an adventure to be sure. I genuinely believe. Now, one of the questions that had come back in there, and a lot of people do ask that, they say, hey, David, what is your, now I just want to see here. Okay, I think it was Scott. Scott Bishop says, hey, David, give us your opinion. You keep saying that XRP will see gains that will blow our minds, but could you share your opinion what price you think is realistic to see in the next bull run? Now, the thing is this, when we talk about the price of XRP, a lot of times people literally divorce from the price what the utility is, right? They don't even really think in that capacity. Why? Because we have never yet seen a utility bull run. Now, I absolutely believe, look, in 2017, we saw such a meteoric price from 0.006 on January 4th of 2017. Boy, don't we all wish we were there. And taking it all the way to January 4th of 2018, where it topped out on some exchanges at $3.84. Now, I know a lot of times people come out and say, oh, well, I think it only hit like 320, 329, but even still, $6,000 was going to net somebody over $3 million in 1 year. Now, if we saw a monstrous move like that, well, then the price of XRP could be up there in the 3 digits, couldn't it? And you got technical advisors out there like eGreg, Crypto, Dark Defender, and all these guys coming out saying, hey, if this happens and this happens, then yeah, we could potentially get there. And then you got other guys like Blockchain Backer, who I think his targets are somewhere between 13 and 18, 15, somewhere in there. And then you've got people like CoinsKid, who are another technical guy or chart guy. And he's saying, hey, $27 is possibly his top run. The deal is this, guys, and I have to clean my glasses here. I got all kinds of debris going on there. The thing is this, these guys spend literally hours and hours, and sometimes in some cases, reviewing all of these charts. And when I come out and I talk about prices, I talk about these prices in a way that I'm reporting what these guys are saying. I don't think I am actually, in this view, this is how I believe in this capacity. I don't think that I have the technical ability to give a price prediction, but I'll tell you what. I think it's possible, in my belief, that we could see some of these big prices that they're talking about. It is absolutely possible. The thing is this, we're not thinking about it. Most of us aren't even thinking about it from the utility. And if we see regulatory clarity and we genuinely see that mass adoption with the institutions coming on board and things like that, I absolutely believe that some of these large dollar prices are absolutely possible on the table. Now, boy, I'll tell you what, don't we all wish we had a crystal ball? Because the reality is this, if we could tell the future, we'd be billionaires tomorrow, couldn't we? And it works like that. The deal is this, in this space, yeah, there's risk. How do you mitigate risk? You mitigate your risk by knowing what you hold. How do you know what you hold? You go out there and you research it. You investigate it. You don't base your confidence on someone else's conviction. You're not worrying about what somebody else thinks the price is. And let me throw that question back to you. Scott, and all the other people out there, what do you think the price is going to be in this next bull run? Because the reality is, I am no more an expert than you are. We all went through school, yeah? And we all learned how to do research. Well, that's what I come out and share. I'm sharing my confidence. You want to know where my enthusiasm comes from? It comes from believing what I've researched, answering those questions for myself, getting to that place where I feel 100% confident. And yeah, Judy and I have our targets. Hey, we're actually planning, just like everybody else is, our exit strategy out there. And we're basing it on some really great fundamentals and techniques that we had learned. And I'll tell you what, we have our goals for us. But hey, look, don't let my goals hold you back from what you're looking for and shooting for. And you got to remember that. You got to think think about where you're standing. And that's how I put it out there, plain and simple. And guys, it doesn't take much to see what I'm excited about, does it? And look, when you're watching my channel, you're getting 100% my personal biased opinion. Absolutely zero doubt, make no bones about it. Why is that? Because guys, I've got out there, I've done the research, and I absolutely know what I hold. So I hope that helps. Now, Chocolate Tobler says, take profits. I have set up a detailed exit plan with 5 logarithmic tiers. My exits range from $9.95 all the way up to just $100K. This is for the long term, not just this next bull run, and that is a great point. Guys, there are some people who are more than able and willing to let this bull run just pass them by because they're accumulating for way down the road there. And I do believe that way down the road there, we could potentially be seeing 4-digit XRP. And there's folks out there that think that we could even see a 5-digit XRP way down the line there. And it's just, you know, the world's the oyster. We just don't know how wide and far, but we definitely know one thing for sure. It is going to make an impact. Absolutely zero doubt. Look, we were all here, most of us. Hey, we're here when the internet was coming in, weren't we? And we were watching something, this new burgeoning technology, and you would have people get on there and saying, hey, oh, it's full of fraudsters and people doing this and that and all the nefarious stuff. And then there are other people that are tee-heeing about what an email was and all that. But boy, did it ever revolutionize the way the world even works. Look at even this, what we're doing right now. And hey, think about this. These devices right here, they didn't even come into play until 2007. And that's not that long ago, is it? And yet look at how they have impacted the way the world works. You're looking at this distributed ledger technology, and we're seeing it literally in its toddler stage. I don't think it's in its infancy, but it's just in its toddler stage. Wait till we get to actually school the world. It is going to be something else, in my opinion. And there's no telling just how high it could really go. I really believe it. Well, Jared, I really appreciate it. David, this is truly the best channel in crypto. I believe we are all blessed to be on this journey together. Guys, I'm going to tell you, why I say, come out and say where you're going to find, I always say where you're going to find the best community in all of crypto. Why is that? Because guys, the community that we have is truly phenomenal. I'm reading those comments. By the way, Judy and I read every single comment, good, bad, or otherwise, but most of them are phenomenal. And how you guys are literally answering each other's questions in those comments and giving people encouragement. I'm telling you, I've seen other channels and the actual visceral kind of fighting that goes on in there. I don't know why. We just don't happen to have that so much. I'm not having to go out there and delete all that. Now, if I saw somebody literally tearing someone else apart, for sure, I'm not going to, I'm going to take that off of there. Why? Because there's really no need. Let's keep it to the argument, not tear one another apart. Hey, if it's just tearing apart the argument, no problem, no problem. But when we start tearing down the person, hey, that's not how we want to interact. But the thing is, there's very, very few of that going on. Now, I'll tell you what does come in. We get all the WhatsApp scammers and all the, those Amazon bots and all that kind of stuff, but I get those cleared out too. And guys, just to let you know, and this is actually a good segue, I do not use WhatsApp. I am not on WhatsApp. I don't use Instagram. I'm never going to ask you to join a special program where, I'm going to give you the inside edge and money and stuff like that. I do not do that. And so don't let yourself get hoodwinked that way. Now, having said all of that, guys, as you know, I try to introduce something new every time that we come on and do these things. Well, right now, guys, I'm going to switch over to here, right here. Guys, it is my hope and intention. I have started up a Twitter account. So here it is. And I have yet to make one tweet, but I'm going to try to get used to working on Twitter because I know a lot of you interact on Twitter as well. And I'm going to start using Twitter. And my Twitter account is @DigitalOutlook3. at Digital Outlook 3. And, there we are, just in case, because guys, I know there's always people that like to imitate who we are, right? There'll be a Digital Outlook 4, Digital Outlook 2, a Digital Outlook. Maybe someone's already grabbed it. But you know how it is. They all get on there and they all try to, duplicate what they're doing and stuff like that. So, hey, I'm going to dip my toes into the Twitter space. There's lots of people that I want to personally follow on this space as well. So hopefully this is going to be something that our community will really enjoy. And I can't wait to start doing it now. I don't know how it works yet. It's going to take me some time to learn it. It took me a while to learn YouTube, but that'll be something I hope that we're all going to be able to enjoy. So that'll be great. Now, let's see. All right, so Sheila saying, David has gotten to where I don't know who to believe anymore. You know what? Sheila, that's very simple, easy to get to that place. I mean, in the world today, you get in all kinds of narratives. Why? Because everybody's got an opinion and they're all throwing it out there. That's why I say you can believe yourself, can't you, Sheila? For sure you can. And that's where I say you go out and you do your own research. And I'll tell you, you read up on those things. Go to the website. Go to Ripple's website. Read up there. Go to their partner's website. Read up there. If there's a project you're involved in, go or interested in even, go and research that. Go there. YouTube isn't research. It's good for Confluence, but it's not research. And you kind of step away from the opinion side and then you can believe yourself, right? The answers you get for yourself are the ones you trust the most. And that's what I would really recommend you there. Absolutely, for sure. Now, let's just take a look. Back in the day, I was laughed at for buying Deere and Caterpillar. Okay. I know what, yeah, no kidding. Caterpillar and John Deere, yeah, those were great ones, right? And the thing is, back in the day when they started off in some of these, internet companies and stuff like that, just imagine a few $100, a few $1,000s would have revolutionized your lives. And you think of how distributed ledger technology is almost going to swallow the internet whole. It is going to be truly, truly something else. Wow, can I say anything about, I could say 1,001 things about XLM that are positive. That's to be sure. Well, number one, guys, XLM has a max supply of 50 billion, don't they? They ended up burning half of their supply, completely burning it. And another thing about XLM that I really love is the fact that it is lightning fast, just like XRP. And guys, isn't it interesting? And I find this always kind of wild, but isn't it interesting when XRP got that legal clarity and, from Judge Annalisa Torres, the price just skyrocketed up almost 100%. What happened to XLM? It was right there. The other assets, hey, everyone enjoyed a little bit of a pump, 10, 12, 16%, but XRP and XLM both shot up together. I don't know why it is, but they all seem to, XLM and XRP moon together and they dive together. It just seems to be the way that it is. There's lots. Man, I like you not reading my message. Okay, Danny, what's your message here? I'm not sure where it is. Let me see. You know what it is, Danny? I can tell you right now. A lot of these comments on my little open chat box, they fly off the screen before I even get to read them. So let me look back here. I don't know what message it is that you want. I'll tell you what, put it in again. Just put it in there again so I can see it, because I'm looking for it and I don't see it. So I'm having to go back really, really far. But I'll tell you what, you post again. What's your question, Danny? And we'll see if we can help you out with it. All right. Great to be a part. I love an XRP community. Like I said, when we went out there to XRP Vegas, it was truly something. And in fact, we met so many great people. And a lot of these, we met Mr. Intuitive, of course, digital asset investor, John Deaton. Hey, I sat and had lunch with Jimmy Valley, guys, and really got to, pick his brain. With Jay Claver was there. We met, Oh my goodness. Well, did I say blockchain backer? Yes, I think I did. Of course, Mr. Intuitive, of course, DAI, Brad Kimes, fabulous, fabulous guy. A lot of these guys that we met, they were just absolutely amazing. It was truly something else. Let me just take. Okay, so Graham is saying, hey, hi, waiting to get on the rail track for the night shift in the rain in Scotland. Thanks for the, hey, wow, I'll tell you what, any guy going out in the rain and actually taking on, good for you, man, because I'll tell you what, I remember when I was working two jobs, you know, I had my job with the government, but I'd have another job. Everyone I knew had a secondary gig. And you got to respect people are willing to go out there and sling whatever they need to do in order to get the job done so that they can actually build a home, build a family and all that. And there is absolutely, my dad, by the way, my dad was a truck driver. And my mom, you know, she worked at Country Style Donuts. Literally, my dad was a truck driver. My mom was a waitress at the donut shop. But I'll tell you something else. We grew up with very, very little, but never, ever did we ever feel poor. We did not. In fact, you know, when you get older and you get to be an adult and you look back, you'll realize, yeah, my mom and dad rented the whole time. Oh, yeah, my parents, you know, they didn't really have a new car or anything like that. You start realizing, go looking back, you know, that they didn't have a whole lot. But I'll tell you, when you start to look back and just see how much they sacrificed for you as kids and what they did to love you and provide for you and to give you the very best they had, I'm going to tell you right now, when you get to be an adult and you start thinking about those pennies start dropping in your brain, the level of love and appreciation that you get for your parents is something else. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. Do not despise that. You know, you have little eyes watching you. You have little ears listening. You know, and believe it or not, it's making a big difference, even though for you, it just feels like some days you're literally having to, you know, peel yourself right up off that mattress to get out the door and do it. I'm telling you, it's going to pay dividends one day, guaranteed. Guaranteed. You know, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Chocolate Tobler is saying, I'm planning my XLM and XDC's X's as a percentage of the XRP price. Hey, that, you know what? A lot of people used to follow BTC to do it. And I'm telling you what, I agree. I think that we're going to see XRP has the ability, in my opinion, to unseat Bitcoin as the dominant in this space. Absolutely 100%. In fact, XRP is holding the only legal clarity in this entire digital asset space, even above Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin has not been tested. There is no legal court decision that gives Bitcoin that legal clarity that XRP has. And if ever they divulge who the Satoshi Nakamotos are, because I think they're saying there's 3 or 4, and who's in control of that wallet, I mean, that is one scary proposition. I'll tell you what, at least with XRP, we know who's holding the bulk and this and that. No one is holding, you know, that, you know, Satoshi wallet accountable to anything. And boy, it could be dumped just like that. Not saying that it will, but it could. And that's something that always amazes me when you see a lot of these people like Michael Saylor putting in literally billions of dollars of investment, not having any idea who controls the bulk of this. It is truly mind-boggling. No, they would not. No, they would not. Just because. So Lee Brown asked a question. Hello, David. Would Caleb and Brown have 100% access to your assets? No, they wouldn't. Why? Because guys, look, you can buy from Caleb and Brown. You can have them ship it right onto your ledger. Now, if they're custodying it for you, then yes, they have access. But the thing is this, it's just like your bank. Your bank has access to your money, but look, there's legal fiduciary responsibility. And think about this. You're talking about a brokerage and not an exchange. Now, when you're dealing with an exchange, it's kind of like the bank, right? So when you open up your bank account and you literally see, okay, there's my bank balance, just think about this. If everybody at your bank went in there to take out the cash, there wouldn't be enough cash to satisfy that for everybody. And why not? Because guys, there's really only 6% of physical money out there for all the dollars that are on deposit. That's why there's just not enough physical cash to supply it all. Now, think about this. In an exchange, when you see your XRP there on the exchange, and it's a representation of what you're due. But if everybody went to the exchange to withdraw it, they don't even have enough to cover it. But when you're dealing with a brokerage, I'm telling you what, that broker has the access to that where they've literally put it into cold storage. And when you see what you hold on your brokerage account, yes, they do have that to back you and for every other client as well. Let's take Snail the Whale. Don't ever think you're late to a party. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm glad you're here. All right. Yeah, I agree. I agree with what Chocolate Tobler's saying there. They do have access, but look, they have got a lot of oversight and fiduciary responsibility there. And look, I have sent some major amounts to them and taken major amounts out of there, and they've had absolutely no issues with it whatsoever. They've been amazing. Now, let's see here. Here's Danny. Okay, I am a Cardano fan, plus I understand the utility XRP as I've seen the papers, and it's amazing Cardano has been verified ISO yet, which is capable. Look, hey Danny, I'll tell you what, I've always spoke well of Cardano because Cardano was one of my best performers in that last bull run. I mean, Judy and I, we were picking it up at 3 and 4 cents and literally saw it go over $3. That is practically a 100x return. Cardano was phenomenal for us in that last run. And I think part of it is, hey, look, they did get some benefit about XRP being sidelined with the SEC lawsuit. But look, one thing I love about Cardano is this. When Cardano actually puts out an upgrade onto the system, usually they have vetted it and tested it and literally everything you could possibly do so that it's not like falling apart all the time. Now, unfortunately, we've seen other ecosystems like Solana literally struggle because of mistakes. Not that Solana's bad, but look, Cardano has been proven to actually go out there and put through a lot of these changes and a lot of these implementations and come away with practically zero errors, and that is phenomenal. I agree. Wayne, I am glad you're part of the family too. I'll tell you what, that is for sure. Well, you know what? I hope I can encourage you guys to really know what you hold, to go out there, research it for yourself, and really become convinced at what it is. Wow. So Ruzarda too is asking, what do I think of dApps? Well, I'll tell you what, smart contract capability is coming to the XRP ledger. And when that happens, you're going to see DeFi, you're going to see NFTs, all of the innovation and, like I say, invention that is going to be built on the XRP ledger. The price is really going to be taking off because of all of the other use cases and all of the invention that can be built upon the XRP ledger. That's why I'm absolutely so convinced about it. It's not just, look, 7,000 other companies utilize the XRP ledger outside of Ripple altogether. That's something to really take in consideration of and what's going to happen there. Yeah, maybe you're right, Northern Living. Northern Living saying, hey, it's a coincidence that out of the blue Congress has a burr under their saddle to get this done. Is it to save those Ethereum whales and donors? Maybe. I mean, sometimes you got to wonder what the motivation is. And some of the stuff in this legislation, I hope it does see some big time amendments because they're going after self-custody, I understand, and how much a retail purchaser can purchase in a year. I mean, literally, it's not like we're out there buying, illicit drugs or anything. We're buying, these digital assets, and they want to say, oh no, you can only spend so much of your money a year on it. Well, that's kind of something I don't think should be allowed whatsoever. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Anthony, I always do. I remember my parents and who they were and for what they were, because without them, I wouldn't be who I am. That is for absolute certain. Yes, you're right, Jason. XRP can run without the internet. Amazing. That's something truly to investigate. You know what? I should spend a lot more time, diving into a lot of those technicals. I know that Lewis Jackson has done some great ones on it, but you're right. XRP can run without the internet. That is phenomenal. Yeah, Tony, I wasn't wearing the kilt this time, but it's on that last one. Oh, sidechains, federated sidechains are going to be massive, massive. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, guys, we're going to start winding it down. I'm going to give it about 10 more minutes and wind it all down because, look, it's just amazing. And I got some other things I didn't do with Judy this evening and stuff like that. But you guys are an amazing family, a great community. And I just want to say thank you and celebrate you. This is your celebration just as much as it is ours. 25,000 subscribers. Hey, awesome. We did this together. It makes me feel so blessed. But look, you are a part of those 25,000. I'll tell you what, that is massive. It never ceases to amaze me how the internet and how these social networks have absolutely created communities where borders don't exist, literally from around the globe, where people of all various languages and cultures, different ideas, thoughts, and opinions and all that can come together and create a genuine community that has purpose and direction. It is truly phenomenal. I'll tell you what, I want to say thank you and just congratulate all of you guys for making it there as well. That is for sure. No, I am in agreement with Pizza Pilgrim. Keep stacking. If you have a small amount, just keep pushing on. Look, that's how it all works. Remember our little piggy banks as kids, drop in a penny, a nickel, a dime. Grandpa would give us a quarter or a silver dollar or something like that. And before long, after a little while, boy, that piggy bank was getting pretty full there. I remember you could go down to the store, and back then, just a few pennies, and boy, you could walk away with a bag full of candy and stuff like that, or even save up and buy a bicycle and all that. Look, it starts off small, but it can end up big, and in a big, big way, that is for sure. Let's just see here. Well, I hope so, Northern Living. If we can do it, that would be awesome. I am, by the way, guys, with the coaching, like I said, I'm pulling that back. Now, I know it sounds, people say, what? Pulling it back to only 2 a day. I'm telling you guys, you would not believe the number of days I've had where literally almost from morning all the way to the evening, I've gone out there and done these coaching sessions and given way more than what we advertise joyfully. And I have, and willingly, I'll tell you what, I've really enjoyed doing it. It's been a great, great blessing. But as things heat up here, look, I'm going to call that back. And then probably as we get even hotter, might only do maybe 1 a day or just, 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 1 every 2 days or something like that. Only because, and look, it's only because as things get really speeded up, you're going to be focusing on your own garden. I'm going to be focusing on mine. And that's kind of how it'll go down. And it will be like that for every other person out there that's putting these things out. Because, guys, when these bull runs take off, remember this, they happen fast. They literally, that big run in 2017 to 2018, that was a 3-week move. That move there in 2021, that happened fast as well. Most of our time in this space is accumulating and enduring a lot of the FUD and all that and the ups and downs and everything else that goes with it. And then the bull run, when it takes off, the biggest moves happen lickety split. You have got to be Johnny on the spot and ready for it and making your plan and being able to execute it with precision if you're really going to benefit in the biggest way in this run. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll try to do that. Pizza Pilgrim saying, please do a deep dive now. Well, I certainly will. Yeah, I love that snail the whale. You better believe it. You can become a whale by being a snail. I'm telling you, do you think some of these guys that bought $100 worth of Bitcoin back when it was under $1 and just forgot about it, and then, hey, recently just remembered, oh, I got that and pulled it out, their lives are just unbelievable, right? I'm telling you, we can see moments like that in our future with XRP. Yeah. Actually, it says, geeky, cast thy bread upon the water, and soon it will return. I think that says, cast your bread upon the water, and after many days it will return. I think that's what it actually says. But you know what? We'll take a look at, I forget exactly, but that's Ecclesiastes. But the deal is this, you're right. You go out there and invest, and it comes back, doesn't it? It comes back. And what are some of the biggest investments that we make in life, right? What are some of the biggest investments we make? Well, one of the greatest investments we make is time. One of the greatest investments that you can make is your time with one another. And why is that so valuable? Well, guys, because we're not getting any more of it, are we? There's nobody that is actually getting their time back after it's spent. Spending your time, what you investigate, what you spend, who you spend your time with, what you spend it on. Think about that in a lot of ways. Because a lot of time people, they're frustrated with where they're at. But then you ask them, okay, well, what are you doing? Well, a lot of their time is just spent vegging out, in front of the TV and this and that. Well, that's no adventure. Get out there and enjoy the world. See, the world life was meant to be lived, absolutely, and enjoyed with others. And look, whether it's good times or bad times, you can still have joy in your life because happiness depends on happenings. But it's my discovery that joy doesn't. Joy can come right down there on the inside. And I remember the days when Judy and I could literally only afford one tomato. I literally can remember that. And yet they're some of the best days that we ever had. And we've got some great days ahead, but it's being able to navigate through those days that get you to that stability when you have these days, right? When you've got the place where, look, you could have a vineyard of tomatoes if you want it, but you know what's important in life, and that's where you're putting your focus. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Hello Paradise. I really appreciate that. Well, Brad, that's an answer. Brad's asking, how do we know when to take profits? Well, I'll tell you what, Brad. If you see some life-changing amounts from your portfolio, you might want to think, how could that change my circumstances? And it's like this, you can FOMO two ways, guys, right? You can FOMO getting in, but you can FOMO staying in, and a lot do. They ride it all the way up and all the way back down. Seen it a lot of times happen. All right. Yes, you can. You can set target orders at Caleb and Brown Chocolate Tobler's right within a 10x so you can stay ahead of the curve and your orders will execute when those targets are reached. Set it and forget it. Absolutely. And now, if you don't understand limit orders, you go out there and you talk to Caleb and Brown, your broker, and they will help explain that. And that's a great question I'm going to ask Judy to ask Caleb and Brown when she's doing, her interview. Wow, my opinion, when XRP reaches 1K, when it's ready. When the world is ready for it, that was what I would say. Boy, if I had a clock and a calendar and I could set the date, okay, on December 16th of 2025, XRP is going to be $1,000. I'll tell you what, boy, it would be something else. I think what we have to see is we got to see the way the world changes, the mass adoption. I think we need regulatory clarity. It's not so much a timing issue as it is a circumstantial issue. What is the world looking like when that happens? And I think that's a world where regulatory clarity has been totally defined, where we see the utilization of the XRP ledger, where we got all kinds of dApps and innovation and invention built on it. And that's when I think we see it. That's for sure. Let's just take a look here. I don't know what this one is, but all right. Well, I guess we'll see. Everyone has Hello Paradise is saying, not sure if you saw the video, but an ex-banker said he believes the financial wealth change could happen by the end of, Q3, September. Well, hey, or would happen, she says, but the thing is, we'll have to wait and see. I wish I had a crystal ball. I wish I could absolutely tell you that that's what's going to happen, but I don't know that. Let me just see here. I don't know what this is here, but and it could, Victor. A lot have seen that there as well. IOTA will be utilized for all these smart city prisons that will be built for us to live in. Well, I hope not. But, it is an internet of all things, internet of things type of thing there. No, we're not the liquidity, not even close. Emerson saying, hi, David. What are your thoughts on Triangelo dumping XRP on changes, then paying fiat to Ripple? Are we the liquidity? Not even close. Absolutely. Because if you look at what retail actually has when it comes to XRP in the market, and there is such a small amount literally on exchanges. And if you think that we're the liquidity option, then I'm telling you, there's no way. And in fact, the bulk of folks out there, the whales that have been accumulating, truly mesmerizing. And the nice thing about these open ledgers is this: we can see it happening. And look, the only way that you're going to get liquidated in this space is that don't, by the way, Judy and I never leverage trade. We don't short sell this and this and that. Guys, use your own senses there. And you're not being, look, there's a day coming when you're going to have people literally be saying, you bought XRP for what? I genuinely believe it. Well, Judy, E.G. Joe says, can you please repost the Caleb and Brown link? Well, it should be. It's in every one of the videos. There's a link for Caleb and Brown. But the thing is this, Judy is doing a interview on Caleb and Brown right away here, and it's actually going to be this next week is going to be posted. And so you go out there, you go out and get your questions. We're going to post the coffee video there, and you guys can put your questions for her and Caleb and Brown. She's going to do that interview. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I think you're all going to enjoy it. Well, guys, I'll tell you, I'm amazed that we got to this milestone together. It's really been fantastic. I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you. I love you all so much. You've made this journey absolutely amazing and such a joy for us to do. And I sure hope we continue to grow together and it just keeps on ballooning. And hey, who knows how long we'll be doing this, but I will, as long as it's fun, we're going to keep at it. That is for sure. I hope you have an amazing Saturday. Can't wait for you to see our video on Monday coming up and all of that. And guys, I just want to say thank you once again. I genuinely appreciate y'all. I sure hope you have an amazing weekend. And until next time, until next week, have a great one and take care.